Oh, don't mind me. I'm just consuming some quick bites. Or Quibi, if we're being cool. Oh, shit. You've never heard of Quibi? Well, Quibi, they provide quick bites. Quick bites of premium content starring A-list celebrities. They're doing something that no other app on the planet has ever done before. So I'm sure a lot of you are recently hearing about this new app called Quibi. And leading up to this, you probably haven't heard about it, you don't know what it does. And maybe that's because we're in isolation. Maybe that's because I'm in Australia. Or maybe that's because no one is using it. Basically, Quibi is a short-form video streaming service. And I guess it was pitched as the next level, the next generation of video streaming. And it was meant to fit somewhere between Netflix and TikTok. So what does Quibi offer exactly? Their content comes in the form of quick bites, and that comes in the form of episodes coming under 10 minutes. And I find this super interesting. I think this is a really interesting model and an interesting approach to take content these days. Considering the absolute binge watching culture that we've all shifted towards, where even Netflix gives us 30-minute episodes, but we choose to sit down and just watch 5 hours straight. So what did they really think was going to happen here? Did they really think creating shorter episodes was what the modern content consumer wants? If anything, if I got Quibi, I'd watch those 10 minutes, and then I'd probably want to watch the 10 minutes right after. Quibi came from the mind of Jeffrey Katzenberg. Name sounds sort of familiar? That's because he's the former Disney studio head and the co-founder of DreamWorks, so he's a serious heavy hitter in Hollywood. But Katzenberg believed that people wanted to fill a random void in time, a 10-minute span, waiting for the bus, sitting on the train, waiting for an appointment. They wanted to fill this little block of time with some super premium, high quality Hollywood action content. I think he honestly thought that people were begrudgingly having to fill their time by, watching YouTube or TikTok or scrolling through Instagram or Twitter, just that low level entertainment trash that they didn't want to watch, but they had no choice but to watch it. They really were craving high quality stuff, but they didn't know where they could get that in just a 10-minute increment, and now they've got it in Quibi, and they'll pay for it. Okay. Let's just say people do want to do that. Let's just say people do want to consume high quality TV and film content in those small increments. Can't we already do that already? Can't we do that on Netflix? I can watch 10 minutes of Friends while waiting at KFC for them to make me a Zinger box, and when it's done, I'll pause it and I'll be gone. And I'll pick it up later when I'm waiting for a bus. So I don't actually understand how Quibi is changing my life here. This 10-minute bite-sized crap is basically just getting a feature-length movie, chopping it up into 10-minute chapters, and saying it's some brand new concept. And no, it's not a revolutionary concept at all, because I can do that with my pause button, and I don't need to keep it at 10 minutes. I can do it in 15 minutes, 20-minute increments. It doesn't matter to me. I just pause it, put it in my pocket, go somewhere else, and when I want to pick it up, I can do it. It's as if Quibi think that people are so worried, like, oh my god, I only have 10 minutes now. I wouldn't dare start a series like Stranger Things. I need to set aside a 40-minute to 1 hour block to watch that. But hell yeah, I would. I'd watch 10 minutes on the train, walk my ass home, and then put that on my computer and continue watching. And guess what? Quibi can't even do that. Quibi is for phones only. You can't even put it up on the big screen because they're all in on mobile phones, baby. Because isn't that what the kids are doing these days? Kids don't want computers, the kids don't want TVs, they just want to use their mobile phones. And I think this is just so disconnected with what's happening in reality. People love the functionality of sharing their content on their screens, having it on the phone, then it going to the computer, and then it going to the TV, having it available everywhere, making it so accessible is what people actually like. So in my opinion, yeah, the model's not that great. But what super high quality premium content have they got? Well, I'll tell you now, Quibi have definitely splashed out. They've spent a lot of cash. Katzenberg said, and I quote, "People on Quibi have $100,000 a minute to make content." Just let that sink in. That means for a 10-minute episode, that's $1 million. They have 50 original shows and 125 shows in the pipeline that are expected to be released within the first year. They've got Jason Blum on for multiple horror projects. They've got Sam Raimi doing a horror anthology. They've got Idris Elba starring in a car stunts show. They've got Chrissy Teigen doing a Judge Judy impersonation. They've got Lena Waithe doing a sneaker review show or something. They've got Liam Hemsworth in a thriller. They've got a docuseries about the former Clippers owner Donald Sterling. That actually sounds interesting. They've got Anna Kendrick in a raunchy comedy, and the list goes on and on. But do you know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like these people with these shows, they went around town already, because Quibi's model's not that great. I'm sure people can recognize that. They probably didn't want their content on Quibi in the first place, but they went around town. They went to Netflix, Amazon, HBO, Disney, wherever. They went to other networks. No one wanted their content. So they went to Quibi, and Quibi gave them the money. Quibi greenlit them because Quibi is desperate. And that essentially means that Quibi is a massive dumping ground for these half-baked ideas that couldn't get off the ground. And I've not yet seen any show on Quibi that has been considered a hit. Alright, let's look at the stats. On vulture.com, they reported that by July 2020, over 5 million phones had downloaded the Quibi app, but only 1.5 million people actually registered and signed up for a Quibi account. And then even less than half of those users are likely to start paying for the app after the 90-day free trial is over. There have been reports from this company called Sensor Tower who do mobile app intelligence, and they say that the conversion rate to paid subscription for Quibi is 8%. 8%. Quibi's initial goal was to get 7.5 million paying subscribers within the first year. Yeah, they are not hitting that mark. In light of these numbers, Quibi's advertisers have actually asked to renegotiate their deals, and that is not a good look and definitely a hit to Quibi because that means even less money is going to come through the door. So let's look at the pricing model. Quibi currently offers two subscription prices, $4.99 USD with ads. So this price is on par with Apple TV, but you have to watch ads still. And you've got $7.99 USD without ads. And this is more than Disney Plus, which I think is the streaming service that costs the most. Like just hearing that you can pay for this service and still get ads on it just sounds so wrong to me. Honestly, why would you ever pay for something and still allow it to bombard you with ads? Like, what are you paying for? The premium content is what they say. And I'm telling you now, the people that end up getting this package that still has ads on it, they're going to be watching the Quibi content, they're going to get bombarded with ads, and then they're going to ask themselves, why am I paying for this if I'm going to keep getting bombarded with ads? And you know what they're going to do? They're going to unsubscribe. And I think Quibi probably think the opposite. They probably think, oh, there's so many ads still. I'm going to pay the extra money to get rid of these ads. But I guarantee you, the content is not good enough there to justify anyone doing that. So the big question really is, does the content justify the cost? And the answer is obviously not, because no one is willing to pay for it. No one is saying how great the content on Quibi is. There isn't one single show that's popped off for them. There really is no indication that Quibi is any good, let alone worth the monthly subscription cost. So what can they do? They could make a free tier, a free version, give people access to Quibi for free, get them in the door, let them experience the app, tease them just a little bit, let them watch the first 3 episodes of each show or something like that. Let people get acquainted, get comfortable with the app, and make them want to actually stay and actually pay for the service. Because right now, they really need to build their user base. They've got so few people using the app. Even if the app was good, it'd be hard to get traction. They need to build that user base. And what's even worse is that I feel like people are only hearing about Quibi now because of this big failure. And having a company gain notoriety because of its failings is obviously not a good sign. But at the same time, I understand they probably can't do a free version because they're probably paying so much for this content. They're paying so much to get those A-list actors attached to it that they can't move. They need to charge people for it, otherwise they won't be viable. So what is going to happen to Quibi? Well, Quibi is gonna die. Plain and simple. They need to make a big change. They've completely misread the landscape. They didn't even properly aim at the most important demographic to them, which would be teenagers and young adults. Really, it just feels like Quibi was just some poorly thought out fantasy that Jeffrey Katzenberg was willing to follow his gut and just bet huge on, based on no analytical data and no real sound strategy. But those creators that got their shows greenlit by Quibi are gonna be cashing those checks while Quibi will be stuck paying them off. Of course, like anything, there is a chance for them to turn it around, and I'm rooting for them because the more good content that's out there, the better. And if Quibi can turn it around and can really create a good product, then hopefully there'll be more competition in this market and drive competition. Thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Please comment down below if you downloaded Quibi, if you used Quibi. Let me know what your experience was with the app, and also drop a comment if you think Quibi is doomed. As always, thank you guys again, and I'll catch you all in the next video.